أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد أما عباد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I welcome you all to our Tajweed series, and inshallah on this our new Tajweed series we are going to learn from beginners. That is, we are going to start from the beginning then to advance. So as a beginner there are certain things that you need to know before you start your journey on Tajweed. So inshallah, and make sure you do not mix any of these our new episode, of which we are going to start from the beginning, knowing the definition of Tajweed steps. Then from there we are going to derive the topics that we are going to be talking about. So if you are someone that you know how to recite the Quran but you don't apply the Tajweed rules, you are welcome. Inshallah, you are going to learn it. I'm going to guide you how you are going to overcome such problem. So inshallah, I will start with the definition of Tajweed. Then when we say at-Tajweed, it simply means at-tahsin, that is perfection, to recite something, to recite the Quran as it was revealed to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to do something perfect, right? That is what is meant by at-tahsin, right? Or we can define Tajweed as giving each alphabet, that is the Arabic alphabet, we are talking about the Quran, so giving them their rights and due. Among the rights of the alphabet include their makhrij, that is the articulation points of these letters. So inshallah we are going to discuss about the articulation points of these letters. We are going to summarize everything. It's going to be a practical class, so there will be not much theories. Inshallah, I'm going to demonstrate the articulation points of each of these Arabic letters, God willing. So that is the first thing. You should know their articulation point. Knowing the articulation point of a letter, that is the foundation of your Tajweed, right? That is the foundation of everything. If you don't know the articulation point of a letter, so it will be very difficult for you to pronounce that letter properly. So as we said, Tajweed is all about perfection, right? To make something right. So and we said among the rights of the letters is knowing the articulation point. Then that is the first thing that we are going to talk about. Then apart from that, another thing that you need to know about a letter, its right, is knowing its attributes, right? So you should know the attributes of the letters, and inshallah we are going to go along with the attributes of some of these letters, inshallah. Then apart from that, then you should know if this letter it is having a gunna, that is gunna, it means nasalization. When a letter has nasal sound, then applying that nasal sound to the letter, you are doing what is known as at-Tajweed. Do you understand? Then apart from that, we are also going to know if a letter is heavy, that is if you are going to that is if it's going to be heavy or it's going to be light, that is in its pronunciation, it's going to be at-Tarqiq or at-Tafkhim. So we are going to know about that, like letter Ra and then other letters that we know that normally come with this heavy sound and light sound. So you apply all this to a letter, then you are doing what is known as at-Tajweed. I hope you are with me, right? Then at the same time, if a letter is having an elongation, that is the sign of elongation is attached to it, then you extending its sound, then what you are doing is what is known as at-Tajweed. Do you understand? So haven't we known the meaning of Tajweed now? So why is it important for you to have the knowledge of Tajweed? Inshallah, I'm going to give you the example. I'm going to recite in two ways. Then you are going to know whether you are reciting as it was revealed to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam or you are not, right? So the importance of knowing having the knowledge of Tajweed, it helps us in the correct interpretation of the verses. Because if you don't know the articulation of a point of a letter, then you now call it with different attributes or with from different location. So just know that the meaning of that word has changed. Do you understand? So that is why it is very important to know, to have the knowledge of Tajweed, right? Then at the same time, you having the knowledge of Tajweed is you will gain more rewards, because we know that the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever recites the Quran has a 10 rewards, right, for each alphabet. Alifun is an alphabet, Ba'un is an alphabet, Ta'un is an alphabet. If you can pronounce Ta as Ta, and if you can pronounce Tha as Tha, right, so then you have your 10 rewards, right, for the Tha. In the sentence, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, if each of these letters you've applied the Tajweed rules, that is, you know the articulation point of Ba, you know that of Sin, which is having Sakina, you've applied the Sakina very well. The Mim, it is having Kesra, you did not change the Kesra to Fatiha, then you have you'll be fully rewarded. I hope you've understood. So then what are the two aspects of Tajweed? We have the theoretical aspect, as I'm now teaching you the meaning, that is, I said at the sin, I then translate it to you as perfection. That is your theory. You know, in colleges, we will have theory classes. Then we have the second aspect, which is your practical application. If you now have this knowledge of Tajweed, why did you have it? You have to apply it, right? So if you applying it, that is the practical aspect, right? And among these two aspects, which one is the most important one? The most important one is the practical aspect, because if you gain a knowledge, then you are not applying it, you are not working with it, you know, you are in trouble, right? So we don't pray for such. So the most important one, which is compulsory to all Muslims, is knowing how to recite the glorious Quran. So that of the theory part, for example, I said, then you are asked the last extension, that is the elongation. What type of elongation is that? Then you knowing the type of elongation, which happens to be among the types of al-madul lazim, right? So you knowing the type, that means you are a teacher, you have the theoretical knowledge. But if you have no idea of whether it is a madul lazim or al-madul arid li-sukun or al-madul badal, right? You don't have that one, so that means you don't have the theoretical knowledge, right? So, but if you just know how to recite it, that is the most important thing, right? So I know there are some that learn how to recite the Quran without identifying the Tajweed rule they were into. Do you understand? And that is the most important part, right? If you have the knowledge, you have to apply it. Do you understand? Then apart from that, the theoretical part aspect is mandatory to some people, right? Some of our colleagues can just go ahead and learn about all these rules. So, you know, but that practical one, whether you are young, whether you are old, as long as you are a Muslim, you have to learn how to recite the Quran with Tajweed, right? Learn at least 2 or 3 surahs, so that whenever you are praying, you are performing your salah, you will know how to apply the Tajweed rules, right?